How do I prevent my oil paintings from cracking? If you've ever been to a museum, you know that paintings can crack over time. And though it's not going to impact your work for a while, many painters don't know the easy things they can do now to make their work last. It starts with the surface you paint on. This means picking a rigid material that doesn't warp, like a well-stretched canvas or wood, copper, or aluminum panels. And there are 3 components that go into preparing this surface well for painting. Sizing means to seal the surface and the paint from each other. Priming grips and holds the paint. And ground just refers to the base layer that the paint touches, including your customizations of color and texture. But don't get overwhelmed because a few layers of acrylic gesso can act as the size, primer, and ground all in one. And doing a good quality job of preparing your surface really prevents cracking. When you get started on your painting, it's really important that you let each layer at least fully touch dry before you start the next one. Remember that the paint is going to feel touch dry long before it's fully cured and chemically hardened. There's lots of factors like the paint's thickness and the colors used, but generally speaking, acrylics take about a month and oils take an average of 6 months to fully cure. A lot of artists add layers and varnish way too early, and this can definitely cause cracking down the line. One of the most fundamental concepts in painting is each layer should be more flexible than the last. This includes everything from the surface you paint on all the way up to the varnish. Oil paints are more rigid than acrylics, but if you follow these 3 famous oil painting rules, each layer of your oil painting will be more flexible than the last. The first is fat, which means oilier over lean. The second is thick over thin. And the third is slow drying over fast drying. When you finish a painting, or if you're an art collector, in order to prevent cracking, make sure the painting is varnished and store it in a stable environment. This helps protect the painting from any expanding or contracting that causes cracking.